Please welcome Kat Gordon, founder and CEO of the 3% Movement.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 9th annual 3% conference. A little different than how we've all met in the past, but we are really enjoying this new format and hope you are too. This is the Radically Inclusive Future of Work, which is a theme that we felt was quite urgent this year, given everything that our companies and our households and ourselves are going through. So thank you for joining us in this new format. And it's kind of amazing to see what can happen when you go to a virtual event. We've got about 10,000 people tuning in from all over the world. We have 1,300 students joining us, which is phenomenal since they are the future of work. So welcome to all the students that are here. And it's been fun for me. Yesterday, I spent quite a bit of time watching the 3% studio sessions, as I know many of you did as well, and kind of listening for themes. And the theme that really struck me at the end of the day yesterday, when I kind of metabolized everything I had taken in, was the idea of caring about others outside of yourself. And this is something that I have used the term compassion bias for in the past, that typically we care about things that impact us or those we love. And I heard from multiple speakers yesterday the thread of the importance of caring about things outside of yourself. For those of you who listened to Mona Eltawawi's talk, which was phenomenal, she describes the tentacles of patriarchy as if it is an octopus. And she talks about how you actually need to be advocating for the tentacles that don't impact you in order that the whole thing can be dismantled and we all can prosper. That was also a theme I heard last night in Jennifer Siebel Newsom's amazing new documentary, The Great American Lie. I interviewed Jennifer, and she talked about that very same thing, the importance of caring about things outside of yourself. And it harkened back, it reminded me of last year's conference, for those of you that joined us in Chicago, where I interviewed Matthias Benitez, which is one of the boys from the high school in New York City, the all-boys high school where they started the Feminist Club. And I remember asking him, what made you think about doing this? And he replied, it occurred to me I should care about something that doesn't impact me personally. And that's exactly what this conference is illuminating, the importance of all of us showing up for all of the issues that hold people back and hold their creativity back. So I also just am really amazed in this new format at how we're seeing actionable calls to action from speakers. And that's something that 3% has always had as our kind of, signature is, what are we going to do about it? And heard through the chats, heard through the resources that speakers made available, that there are doable doses, things we can all be doing every day to create anti-racist, pro-belonging workplaces. And 3% has always modeled that kind of micro actions as the way forward. And I want all of you to know we just published a brand new list of 50 things, which is the list of micro actions. This new list is specifically towards creating anti-racist workplaces. If you go to our website, it's right there on the homepage to download. This is exactly how change happens. It's when people decide they want to be agents of change, that they're going to dedicate time and energy and awareness towards it. So please, that's something we created expressly for this event. Please use it and share it. So I also want to take a minute. This event would not be possible without a lot of people, the 3% team, the Proper Planning event team, and the sponsors. This was a year that everything was different, budgets were different, people's expectations about what they were looking for was different, and really felt like we showed up in this moment in a way that made sense. We fast-tracked delivery of this event so that all of these return to work decisions that are being made this summer would be made with an understanding of how to center inclusion in those choices. So huge thank you to Adobe for stepping forward early and saying we will be the presenting sponsor. It was a green light we needed. We're so grateful for your partnership. So grateful that you're enabling all of these students to join us. And of course, thank you to our other founding partners that have been with us since day one, and that is the 4As and 11. And then I want to just also thank our other sponsors that have made so many things happen here. Google has stepped forward. They're our diamond sponsor, and all of the meetups that are happening, these Meet the Speaker meetups, Google is enabling. And last night's meetup with Cindy, and then there was another one with Kai and Yadira. They were sadly not standing room only. They were overflow only, and they maxed out capacity, but we recorded them and we will be posting them so you all can hear the goodness that came out of those Meet the Speaker conversations. And there are others going on right now with speakers, so make sure you check out those and participate. And thank you to Google for making that happen for us. And then we also have platinum partners. That's AARP and Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and IPG. Our gold partner is Salesforce. Our silver partners are Havas and Medela. For those of you who were with us in Chicago last year, Medela created a beautiful mother's room for nursing moms. And obviously we're not together in that fashion right now, but they are sponsoring a session around motherhood that you should definitely tune into. And they're also giving away 5 Freestyle Flex breast pumps. If you are a nursing mom or know someone who is, make sure that you enter for one of those. I'll be announcing in my closing remarks tomorrow the 5 winners. And then our bronze sponsors, Camp and King, Electronic Arts, Publicis Group, and our supporting partners, Firewood, Media Monks, Circus, GSD&M, Heroin Films, The Sway Effect, Venables Bell and Partners, and VML YNR. All of these companies have shown up for 3% so that we could show up for you. So thank you to them. So I want to just once again thank Adobe. And I had the opportunity to sit down with Adobe's CMO, Ann Lunis, to learn a little bit more about how they are supporting the creative community through this challenging time. And I wanted to share that conversation with you. So let's take a listen. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be sitting near here with Ann Lunis, the CMO of Adobe, who I have said on multiple occasions is one of the reasons 3% even happened. And I mean that with no exaggeration. When I first reached out to Ann, who was someone I knew but not all that well, and told her this idea I had, she pledged money to make it happen in year 1. And I can't tell you, Ann, how much, looking back now that we're in year 9, that this relationship has grown so dramatically, to have Adobe as the presenting sponsor, to have Adobe as the first 3% certified tech brand, to have you underwriting all the students we have. I don't know if you're aware, but we have, I think 1,000 students are tuning in. And like, yes, the advertising and art schools are represented, but so are the state schools and the Ivies and the HBCUs. It's like everyone is here. So I just feel so grateful to Adobe in this moment. And I'm glad to be able to say that to you and introduce you to the community.
Well, thank you. And I couldn't be more proud to be associated with 3%. And as you said, I think, early on, we looked at this concept, and it was a concept when you first, I think, presented it to us. And it's so aligned with the mission of our company. Obviously, we feel deeply that the creative community needs to be more equitable, and women in particular have not been well represented. And we all know that when women are represented in advertising and all marketing, it certainly helps the brand, it certainly helps the reputation of the company, and so we know how important it is, and it creates opportunity for women. And it's also aligned, I think, with our mission of trying to, encourage equality across the board at our company. Certainly, when you're in tech, it's a constant struggle to try and increase the representation of women. We're always at about 30%. We're climbing slowly. In technical positions, it's about 20%. So that's an agenda for us, and one we're very committed to. So we're so happy that we're still together, and the support is, ongoing.
Wow, thank you so much for that. And I love hearing you talk about the values of the company and how they align. I also really believe that what Adobe enables through your products is aligned with this moment. And I think especially of those students and those new graduates that they might be feeling like they can't jump into their futures at this moment, but the idea that you can always be creating and expressing yourself, and that Adobe enables that, is something that I think is so important. Have you felt that in your own household? I know you have college kids and
Oh, yeah. So, we think creativity is the great equalizer. And I think more and more over time, that's playing itself out. And, in the beginning of this pandemic, we didn't know kind of how the business would fare because everything was so uncertain. But what I can tell you is creativity is exploding during this period. And it's not just because people are home. I think the emotional feeling that we all have and the need to express ourselves in some way, even if we're closed in, a small room, is alive and well. And in fact, it's exploding. I mean, the amount of video that's being produced during this time is staggering. The amount of photography, obviously companies are building out as quickly as they can their web and application capabilities to do e-commerce. So it's a time, I think, of incredible creativity across every segment, and certainly students, because hello students, I'm always a big supporter of our student population. I have 2 sons who are in college and miserable at home.
Me too. 2 college sons home, miserable, same.
But I know that, the student population has been doing an incredible amount of work while they're at home, and it's hard. And we early on provisioned about 40 million students who wouldn't otherwise have access to Creative Cloud at home so that they could continue to create if they didn't have licenses at home. We're doing all kinds of things with students of various ages. For instance, we have an illustration class with an amazing illustrator at Adobe named Kyle Webster. He does that weekly. It's a video. We're doing something with time called Draw with Drew, again, a weekly program. This is for smaller kids. And also somebody on my team came up with the idea of doing a weekly coloring book. And so we publish a page or 2 of a coloring book every week. So at every kind of age group, we have things going on. And with college students and high school students in particular, as well as other young creators, we're doing a lot of co-creation. We do these creative challenges, and we've been doing them for years, but we will normally partner with a musician. We're doing 2 right now, one with Marshmello around his song Be Kind, which is, of course, it's also with Halsey. It's perfectly timed for the time we're in, and that's a video challenge. So people are basically recutting his video, and we showcase all that work. The winners get profiled, of course. And now we just announced one with Lady Gaga around her new album, Chromatica. And again, we're asking our community, mostly young people in this case, to reimagine this album, which is like incredibly phantasmagoric as Gaga things usually are. So we're really paying a lot of attention to youth because we know that that's where all the creative stuff begins. And so we really want to make sure that we're nurturing that.
Oh, I love all of that. I'm going to investigate some of that for my own kids, but I'm so glad to, give you a chance to tell the community how you're supporting them, invite them deeper into all these amazing things, initiatives, and just thank you personally on behalf of the 3% community for showing up for us in a really challenged year and to make this event possible. So Anne, we salute you and thank you so much.
And thank you, and thanks for everything you do.
Oh, my pleasure. All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. So fun rewatching that chat I had with Anne. And since then, we actually decided to do a co-create together, which she had mentioned. So you're all invited. It's tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to have live music and online creativity. It's all in the agenda, so check it out and please join in. So hope to see you there.
And now we're moving into our first pillar. I think you all know we identified 4 pillars that represent the future of work. And the first one we're going to tackle is conscious leadership. And this is brought to you by IPG, another longtime supporter of 3%. And Michael Roth in particular, the chairman, has been a great friend to me and to 3%. So please welcome Michael Roth.